Hello ladies and gentlemen, Yessik Ziiq here again today to bring you another Let's Play short, and by another I mean one of the very few. But today I am looking at Tharsis because it is a game that really hits the sweet spot for me in a lot of ways. It came out recently on Steam a couple days ago, I forget the exact date, and sells for about $15 I think, although it was on sale for $11 on its opening week sale. Do not quote me on those numbers. This game is explained very simply by a lot of people as Yahtzee in space, but there's a bit more to it than that. I'm going to skip over the story because the story is told once and I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But the basics are that you are stuck in space and or you're heading to Mars in space, and on the way your ship breaks down, one of your crew dies or gets sucked into space, the other one gets severely injured and dies, and you have to keep your ship alive until you reach Mars. So as you can see, I have some characters unlocked already here, and you do this by repairing your ship every day. So I have some characters unlocked already here, but I'm going to go with almost the basic crew. I do not really like the doctor though, so I'm going to replace him with the pilot. As you can see, they all have their own special abilities that they can use in rooms, and I'll kind of explain what's going on as I play here. So let's confirm. I'm going to skip all the VO because I don't want to ruin anything. So, as far as I can tell, every time you start, all your characters have different amounts of health and dice. The pilot currently has a hell of a lot of dice, and you'll kind of see how that affects things later. So I'm going to start by rolling the captain here, because I actually, well, just want to. And I'm going to roll what he's rolling in the food area. So here's where you make food. Food is very important because it recovers 3 dice for one of your crew members. But I'm not necessarily rolling here in order to get food. So as you can see, there's quite a few things on screen right now. There's a class ability, there's harvesting food, there is, oh my god, I accidentally left Skype open. Or not Skype, Facebook. I tried to close them all. There's harvesting food, there's a dice holder, there's research. The research and the class are constant. You'll get those no matter where you are. But first of all, I came here just to recover dice for the people in this room and then to get some research points. So research points, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in there, and then you will actually get these lovely bonuses that you can use during any turn. Oh, another few things I should explain one at a time. Okay, here's your ship health. If that dies, you are dead. And you can see the impending damage if you do not repair the systems. Assists allow you to make a roll that would usually be an injury, a stasis, or a void, which I will explain later. Food allows you to eat, as you might imagine. And research allows you to get bonuses and possibly re-roll those bonuses. Got all that? Okay, so let's finish deployment here. I just gave the mechanic an extra die. So mainly I want to... My health is pretty much good across the board, so I don't need to recover this micro-asteroid strike, which is -1 health. I would, on the other hand, love to get rid of this MSAA fail. So I'm going to try to do that with the mechanic here. So let's deploy him over here. And roll my 3 dice now, because I gave him +1 dice with my captain. So, as you can see here, there are 2 stasis dice in this room. That means if I roll those numbers, then I have no choice but to actually use that dice. Fortunately, I had an assist on me at the time, so one of my stasis dice actually managed to not become stasised, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to try to recover a bit there, and I'm going to re-roll that die because, well, I really don't have much of a choice here, and I unfortunately grab another 1. So that was a really bad roll. It might actually take me 3 people in order to finish this one room, unless I can roll a 6 with my specialist. Hey, I rolled a 6 with the specialist. That was a huge stroke of luck. The specialist class gets 1 extra reroll per room, so it's very useful to keep her dice high. So let's finish the deployment there. And now I can at least make an attempt at this -1 health all. So if I don't repair this, it will stay damaged next turn and I'll still have the event to do, but it will keep all of its repair points that I managed to repair. So the pilot's class here is no movement damage, ignore movement damage. If you move through rooms with events in them, you actually take 1 damage per room you move through. Take all the damage and you die. So unfortunately I rolled 2 stasis dice there. Fortunately I did also roll 2 6s. I'm gonna actually plop that through. Oh, I have a 3 in research and a 1. That is rather unfortunate. I guess I am actually just plopping those both in here and re-rolling the 1. I can't do any worse. Yeah, so I'm not finishing this. I might as well get the research here. I can now do suppression for lack of movement damage or give myself some extra assists, which might be useful next turn. So as you can see, impending damage, everybody takes 1 health. And now that we are done with that, I can choose one of 2 events. One is +1 food and plus 30% stress. In all honesty, stress is one of the few things I don't understand right now, but I kind of need food. So you see all these little green bars on the side here? Those are all the stress bars, and they raise over time. I think it gives you worse and worse events the more stress you have, but I could really use that food, so that is what I'm going with now. So I have 2 food. I'm going to assign them here and here. Now I have a fair amount of dice to go around. My captain kind of sucks for dice. As far as I can tell, every turn everyone loses 1 food, or 1 die. So keeping those up is very important as you get more and more failures as time goes on. As you can see right now, I have some very important tasks to finish, because if I don't fix these, then, well, I die. I'm dead. So I'm first of all going to move the captain into the food room. And the reason I'm going to do that is it would be very nice to actually get the pilot, I should say. It'd be very nice to get the pilot 1 extra die here, and it would be very nice to repair the ship damage. So what you see here is a void die. I'm actually going to grab some food there. Void die mean that if I roll a 5, that dice actually disappears and cannot be re-rolled at all. It is kind of hellish. So I'm actually going to go with that. I know that was probably not the ideal roll. You should always re-roll 3s because it is the lower end and you're more likely to roll it higher than to roll it lower. Because I did that, my die are not very good. I really want to finish this health ability over here. So I'm going to deploy my specialist. She has a bunch of rerolls, and if she rolls a 1, then I can harvest 2 food this turn. And believe me, harvesting food is very, very important. I grabbed a 6 and 7, which is lovely. An extra 1 right here. And let's see if I can grab, there's nothing to put this in right now. So let's see if I can re-roll it and get 4, 5, or 6 in order to just grab the stasis. I got 4. You might notice that the void dice disappeared when I actually repaired whatever was going on in here. So let's just put that in there, and I've gained 2 food, and everything is lovely. So I realized I could actually move the captain into a more important area right now and try to fix the antenna or something, but I'm very unlikely to actually succeed at that. So I'm instead going to roll with the captain in order to try to increase both the die of the people in that room. So I have a bunch of stasis here. It didn't matter much though, because I actually rolled enough to... So I have an interesting dilemma here. I could get my research up here in order to get to assists next turn and to be able to use more of my bonuses or to even re-roll them, and then try to roll 11 again on 3 dice. My chances of rolling 11 on 3 dice are actually pretty good. Or I could just put 1 die in here, and then, like the 5, and then I have 5 here, and then I could re-roll that. So let's do that. Put the 5 into research, grab 11 into the repair, and re-roll the extra die in order to try to get a 6, just in order to get research done. Didn't happen. If I got a 5+, I could have actually gotten repair 2 or reduced stress, both of which would have been nice. So always worth re-rolling that last die. And by the way, if you don't like what you're seeing so far, or if you're not intrigued, you probably will not enjoy this game. But it's worth a look anyways, because the people who enjoy this type of min-maxy thinking, or trying to roll the highest possible number on a low amount of dice, will enjoy the game. If you don't, it's definitely not going to be for you. Snake Eyes, huh? Definitely not ideal, but I did get a 5, so that's +1 die to all crew members in the area. If I had an extra segment here, which you can't, I could get extra food. Too bad I don't. Let's finish deployment. My ship will take 1 damage. This is all about damage mitigation, by the way, so you have to know where you're going to take damage and use your extra time. 1 dice for all crew. Well, that's actually pretty good. And -2 health. No, I have to do -30% stress. So it's -30% stress for these 2 characters, and +10 stress for them. It's actually not bad at all. I'm gonna take it. And then I add 1 food die to the captain, and everybody's actually in a fairly good state here. So let's finish. I'm actually kind of hoping that the food area breaks down this time. So as you can tell, I'm moving closer and closer to Mars here. But I'm getting more and more negative events as time goes on, and now there are void dice, stasis dice, and injury dice, which are fairly difficult to deal with. Injury dice, you lose 1 health if you're injured, if you roll them. You still get to keep the die though. But you want to watch out. If there's lots of injury dice, you can roll 2 or 3 injuries in 1 turn. Like if I rolled double 5s in this room with the captain, he would die. However, I think the captain is actually going to roll for food right away, just in the hopes that he can also give extra die to the 2 people currently in this room. So that worked out quite well, and I did roll 2 1s. So now I just have to hope for another 1 roll, and at least I've made 1 food and given 2 die, which is a pretty good use of a turn. So I didn't manage to do it, but I did manage to get this 6, which is nice because I can use override in order to try to get past those injuries by getting extra assists. Yeah, I can't really do much holding the die there. Holding the die doesn't just hold it for that 1 person in that 1 area. It's kind of like in Yahtzee, re-rolling some of the die while keeping a couple others just in case. In all honesty, I haven't really found a good use for it, since it's almost always worth keeping high die and always worth getting rid of low die. Maybe I'm missing something for that. So I absolutely have to get rid of the -2 health all, because that will kill a lot of my characters. And I think how I'm going to do that is actually by moving the Okay, well, first of all, I'm actually going to move the mechanic into the air sensor, because if I move anybody into here, they'll take 1 damage just for passing through, except for the pilot, but the pilot has 5 die. I'm just going to move him into here just in case. So this is very easy to repair and does 2 ship damage. It'll pretty much save my ship single-handedly. Really wish I hadn't had to use an assist there, but that is alright. 6 and 7, 8. The great thing about this room is that if you happen to be in here for an event, you can easily just throw any die into here and regain 2 dice instantly, which is very nice. And let's roll again to try to get +5 or more. Didn't work out. I could have repaired the ship by 1 if I had done that, but I'm heading into the ship repair module anyways later, which is over here. So essentially you have to keep track of a lot of things. You have to keep track of your crew's abilities, you have to keep track of each module's abilities, and you have to keep track of stress, health, and die management. I seem to be fairly good at die management. I have beaten the game already, but it is fairly difficult to say the least. So I really need to get this fixed. So to that end, I'm going to move my specialist in there and also use this override to get 2 assists. Now, hopefully that means I will not get injured, but if I get 5+ here after I roll 24, then I'll be able to recover some health anyways. Or I could use a small health kit for one research. You might also notice that the research points use in order of usefulness, which I found was quite nice. So it uses 1 and 2 first, then 3, 4, 5, 6. Although I kind of wish you could assign which research points you wanted to use, just in case you had a 6 on the board, and you're like, well, I can just use this and then move the 6 into its slot. That would be quite nice. So I have 2 assists. There are a lot of status effects here. I only actually hit 1 of them. I absolutely need to keep that 6, and these are all worth re-rolling because statistically speaking, they will all roll higher, especially the ones. So as you might notice, the specialist actually gets 2 re-rolls now. Oh my god, that is horrifyingly bad. So I might as well re-roll all of it again, and I've run out of assists now. I'm gonna actually, I was gonna add 1 health to myself. So as you can see, I did actually take that double injury, but I'm not sure if it matters because maybe I won't head into the repair module this turn. I'm actually going to heal up with her, and then I'm going to move the pilot, who's unfortunately low on health. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I absolutely need to fix this or else somebody's going to die. Let's actually use a health kit here. The anti-hemorrhage will be useful for later. So I only got 1 stasis there. I have 4 points. Let's actually grab some research while we can, because I can grab 1, 2, and 3 here rather easily. Health recovery has already been used. And event complete. So now I am absolutely full again. Prevent injury is a really good research, because sometimes you get rooms with 2 injury rolls, and that prevents injury for everyone. I'm not even sure what I'm rolling for now, because there's nothing I can actually use. So unfortunately, I ended up with a lot of damage still just around on the ship, but fortunately I ended up with a lot of dice still available. No movement damage, -1 health for us, for these 2. I don't actually know how much health they have, and there are sometimes events that will just kill people. -1 dice for these 2, +1 health for all crew. I'm willing to do that. I've been pretty good with dice management. And now comes another aspect of this game that was not mentioned before. So one of our food supply modules actually was the one that broke. So now we're introduced to cannibalism, where we start with 1 dead crew who's in the ship, and we can eat that crew by dragging these up, and they only heal 2 dice, add stress, and also damage your health. On the other hand, I have plenty of food available right now, and nobody really needs it, and everybody's actually pretty decent health. So I'm going to not cannibalize anybody at the moment, and go back to my ship. Sorry if this isn't very funny, I'm spending a lot of time explaining stuff, but it's the type of game it is. So I always love having something wrong in the food area, because extra food is always good. These void dice are not necessarily always good, but the extra food is. So I'm gonna head over to here. This is of course 1 ship damage. As you can see, I have impending destruction on my mind right now because there's 4 damage total in the ship. I probably should have considered that before I came over here to try to repair it. So I got an assist. I'm almost thinking I should just finish this room properly and ignore the food. I could put a 1 in here. You know, using the extra dice maybe is not a bad idea, so I'm gonna finish deployment. I think everybody this time has to do a job, because there's so much damage going on. And I think I have to take the 1 health hit again to try to get rid of the damage. Let's start by taking my highest health remaining and going to this area up here with the void die, or with the injury die, and rolling up. I might have to use the anti-hemorrhage. So I get 1 injury, 1 stasis. At least I get to use the injury dice. And if he takes another damage, I'm actually going to use the anti-hemorrhage ability with the research here. Ooh. So I knew that was a possibility, but it hurts anyways. Let's go ahead and anti-hemorrhage here. So I got a really lovely ability there, which is duct tape. I thought I wouldn't be able to finish repairing this module, but duct tape takes 1 research and repairs 3. So I managed to repair this module, which is great. I also get a quick patch for 2 more research, which I'm going to use to actually improve my ship a tiny bit. So now I'm entirely out of research. I can be plopping points back into the research. It is always good to be taking points out and putting points into research, because if you don't, you're just wasting your die. So I still have the captain left, and I still have the pilot left here. And these 2 are not actually too difficult to manage. So I might take some injuries here, but as long as I don't roll triple 1s, I should be fine. You might notice I also have the ability to ship repair here if I get doubles, which I'm going to very dangerously actually do, because repairing 2 ship, like I stand a 1 ship profit here, which is very nice. Now I did double up on injuries there, which sucks the big one, but you know, I'm not even going to put those in there. I'm just going to put them into research. I'll need to heal the pilot pretty soon, and I'll have to remember he's at 1 health. And now I'm kind of forced to actually fix this with the captain instead of the antenna, because if I don't, the pilot's gonna die. Which I should have thought of before I started putting points into things that were not this. So fairly simple solution here. I should maybe try to roll a 4 for the 1 more point of repair, but I don't actually think so. I don't like the suppression here. It's going to hang out forever. I already have a character who doesn't take damage when he moves, so I don't think I'm going to need the suppression research there. So as you can see now, because of stress, I think because of stress anyways, they are fractioning in, or they're creating factions, and I have more choices to make, and it's still 6 weeks to Mars, so I have a lot of going to do, if that makes any sense at all. I think what I might want to do is take the 1 food and -2 ship, or maybe the 2 assist. That's a lot of stress. This one causes 1 person stress. This one causes 2 people stress, and I think the food might be more important than the ship. Let's go ahead and do it. I have 3 food. Here's where I'm going to take up cannibalism, because I kind of need to. Let me consider this for a moment. I hope the pilot has the opportunity to go to the med bay. I don't want to... Okay. These 2 can afford the damage, and I realize they're now stressed to hell. These 2 cannot, but I think I'm going to need 5 dice on everybody for this round. So let's see what happens here. So I was kind of right, there is an injury die in there. And I think what I need to do is actually try to prevent injury. So I need to get 6 into research in these 2 areas. So let's deploy up here first. I have a void die, but it should be fairly easy to get around that. The difficult thing is I need a 4, 5, 6, 2 voids. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta try. That is horrible. I should have used the 1 hack for the extra assist there. I didn't really consider it. Okay, so this place is only ship damage. My ship is quite damaged, and that was 1 ship damage. That's 2 ship damage. I can't even afford 1 ship damage. Let's go to this area. It has 1 void die. And hope. If I can get that 1 ship repair too, this would be a good time for all involved. Okay, so this is lovely. This is really, really lovely. Well, first of all, I could go 4, 5, 6 and finish my research. You start making tough decisions around now. But I think what I want to do is 10 repair, and then put a 6 in there. Because 6s that are not valuable, quite rare in this game. Go, cancel. Jesus! Oh my god, I thought I turned the volume off on that thing. Holy hell, that was scary. Well, that was actually to mark the end of my episode, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.